Berry, life coach and your host of Happy and Healthy, where we explore and discover all the many ways of keeping you feeling happy and healthy. And remember to watch my Good to Know segment at the end of each show, where I share with you what's good to know. So I have a wonderful guest here today that's going to show us how to feel really good about ourselves through makeup and through different techniques. So please welcome my guest today, Cathy Kades. Cathy, thank you so much for being here. Cathy's a professional freelance makeup artist, and Cathy, has many ideas on showing us how to look good, and that eventually studies have shown will help us feel good, right?
That's true.
So tell me a little bit about yourself, Cathy.
Well, I'm a freelance makeup artist, and I mainly work in television, a little bit of photographic work, and some private clients. And I have the best job. I get to play with makeup every day. I get to socialize with people. And I get to really watch people feel really good about themselves.
Yeah,
so that's the best part about it.
I was going to ask you, do people really act differently, after you've made them up? When they have all their makeup on, or even their hair. How does? Have you noticed a change?
I notice it every single day, and it's incredible to watch people, how they can walk in and they kind of just have a normal look on their face. And you put makeup on them, and suddenly they light up. Their face lights up. And if it's people that are not used to wearing a lot of makeup, you put a little makeup on them, and they look in the mirror and they go, "Wow, I look beautiful. I look really good." And it actually starts coming from within, and they really do look beautiful, and they feel beautiful. And it's a really nice feeling to watch that happen, and it gives them confidence in themselves.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
It is amazing, and that's why most of us wear the makeup, because we feel like it gives us confidence to go out there and face the world. Sometimes you wake up tired and you haven't had enough sleep. You've got bags under your eyes. And maybe your skin doesn't look so good. Give a little exfoliation to your skin, put a little moisturizer, some makeup on, and you just feel 100 times better. And the important thing for me also with makeup is that you don't see the makeup first, you see the face first. And so you can put makeup on your eyes. You can use a lot of makeup or a little makeup, but it's how you apply it. And someone will say to you, "God, your eyes are so pretty. You have beautiful eyes." And they're not saying to you, "Your makeup on your eyes is beautiful." They're saying, "You have pretty eyes." When I do makeup, that's what I try and achieve.
Yeah, you don't want somebody to walk around with this overdone look. There's an extreme to everything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just a nice, fresh, clean look, and doing your own makeup. That's what one should try and achieve as well. Having the makeup as part of your face, and not separate from your face. You still want to look like you.
Yeah.
But just the more beautiful you, and then the beauty from inside comes out too. So.
Yeah, and we're not saying that everybody has to wear makeup, because some people just look fantastic without it, and that's the look, and they feel really good about themselves. But I think in this day and age, in this society, especially for work and for different situations, people just look a little bit more professional, or just look a little bit better. I'm only guessing this because, first of all, I've seen studies based on this, but also, when you look through the magazines and you look through all, even TV, you see so many ads for makeup alone. What do you say about that?
Well, firstly, makeup is a huge industry, but it's the demand has been created, so people love it. I mean, walking into a makeup store is like walking into a candy store for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Grown-up candy.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is, God, I've gone blank.
Well, that's okay. Well, what are some misconceptions that some people may have about makeup?
Well, the one thing that bothers me with makeup, quite a few women say to me, My husband doesn't like me to wear makeup. He thinks I look really good as I am. Well, yes, they may look really good as they are, but do they want to wear makeup? Because, as I said, you know, one does feel better about oneself. Oh, and I got my train of thought back. So, you know, when you dress yourself, if you're going to an event, you're going to focus on your hair, you're going to focus on your outfit, you're going to focus on your jewelry and how everything looks together. And at the end of the day, your makeup. You know, if you don't wear makeup, there's something that's kind of unfinished about it. So why wouldn't you take care about your makeup as well? So
that's true. People select earrings to go with the outfit. They go to the trouble of wearing a nice dress, and then it's just the finishing piece.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's not equal for everybody what they need to wear or what kind of makeup, right? Because you know, I was talking about that, you know, as when people are younger, they may wear a lot of makeup, but maybe when they get older, maybe they should wear less or more. Do we view that in the right way, or what are there misconceptions about that?
So when I was taught makeup, I was taught that the older you get, the less makeup you wear. So that's the theory of it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm getting older, I find I actually like to wear a little more makeup. Because, and when I say more makeup, it doesn't mean that I want thicker makeup.
Yeah.
It's just that maybe my eyes, my eyelashes, my eyebrows, you know, your expression comes through in your eyes. So I want to make my eyes more dramatic. And unfortunately, as we get older, we lose a little bit of our eyebrows, we lose a bit of our lashes, our eyes get sunken in a little more. So I want to try and counteract that. And I want to keep the expression in my eyes. So I like to wear a little more eye makeup, and I'm also applying it a little differently. And also, if I'm going to the gym, I'm not going to wear full makeup. If I'm going shopping or I'm going to work, I'm going to wear certain makeup. But when I'm going out fancy, I'm putting a lot more makeup on, and I'm going to make sure that the glam comes in, because that makes me feel really good.
Yeah,
so,
it makes sense. Just like when you're going to the gym, you're wearing, you wear no makeup or less makeup because you're going to the gym, and you're also wearing a very casual outfit. But as the more dressy you go, it seems like the higher level in the dress code that you go, the more glam makeup is required.
You know, and red lipstick, you know, can look really fantastic just on its own. Very dressy or very casual. You know, something like that can work both ways. But one of the things with makeup is the one way of dating yourself is wearing the same makeup at 50 that you wore at 20. So, you know, that's why there are magazines out there. Follow a few makeup trends.
Yeah.
You know, keep fresh with your makeup, keep up to date. If you're 12 years old and just starting out with makeup, you typically, you know, have a nice, fresh, young face. Don't hide that face behind makeup. Just keep it nice and fresh. When you get older, you know, you maybe need a little more color, a little more eye makeup. And
so this goes along with what I was just going to ask you was, what are some common mistakes that people make with makeup?
Well,
I bet you there's a lot. You mentioned a few already.
Yes. So the thing with makeup is it's not right or wrong. It's not a case of right or wrong. But there are certain things that are just sort of overly obvious that maybe draw attention to the wrong areas. Like people who put too much blush on their face. And you walk up to them and all you see is a big stripe of blush or like a little circle of blush. Or if somebody has a lot of lines on their face and they want to follow the latest trend of putting that strobing gold glowy look on their face.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, pretty current right now. So so that accentuates lines if you put too much strobing on your face. And it looks lovely on someone who's, you know, got a lovely fresh skin.
Yeah.
But if you get older, that's one of the things that's not so good. And there's so many different rules.
Like I know, like I've seen a lot of women now who are like over accentuating their lips because they see on TV like Kylie Jenner and all, you know, with big, big lips. Like, you know, should we all go and have our lips, you know, inflated or?
Well, there's so much of that going on.
Yeah.
And yes, people do tend to overuse that a little.
And big lips are not for everybody.
They're not for everyone, and looking like Kim Kardashian's not for everyone too.
Because it has to be like in proportion, right?
Yes, and I know it's appealing. She's beautiful, and she has very talented makeup people that spend, you know, a good few hours on her face, and, you know, there are other things that go with that. There are a lot of people that have a lot of work at plastic surgeons, and I think it's fantastic if you can and you want to.
But I know, like with makeup, you can create such looks that you don't even need to do that. You know, for instance, I've heard that, like for Oprah Winfrey, for instance, how naturally she would have like these big bags under her eyes, but with makeup, you can't even see it on the TV show, like, or hardly see it. So.
Yes. Skillful work.
Yeah, so that's all like technique.
Good concealer.
Yeah. And I know, like, so, you know, for instance, for men, you know, we don't want to leave out the men category. Men wear makeup too nowadays, right?
There are some lines of makeup for men that are out there. I do makeup for a lot of men on TV.
Yeah.
And the majority of men will not go on TV without their makeup on, because they know that they look better on TV with makeup on. And it's starting to cross over into real life. And, you know, men have things like rosacea and uneven skin tone. I've had a man come in who had a black eye. He had a fall and he had a terrible black eye. And he was pretty high up in government, and he was going on TV, and I had to cover up his black eye.
Wow.
And he ended up keeping it on because it looked so good that he wanted to walk around with the makeup on. So he was quite happy with that.
Yeah, wow, that's really, that's amazing. Yeah. Well, thank you, Cathy. I'm Nira Berry, your host of Happy and Healthy. We're going to take a short break, so stick around. We'll be right back.
Sweetheart, think about your future. Jeff over there did, and just look at him. He saved up, bought a house, he's got a beautiful wife. They even had a fancy pants destination wedding, and oh, they had a baby! Ah! Smart and handsome, ooh la la. Now, I've been saving these frames for pictures of my future grandbabies for years, and the shopping sprees on organic clothing and telephone cases is not helping you save for a family. Oh, gracious! Look at that! He's a model! Oh. I bet you he's putting all that money right into a 401k or his baby's college fund. And his teeth are so straight. See how good saving can look at feedthepig.org. Feed the pig.
Hi, I'm Nira Berry, your host of Happy and Healthy. And we're going to continue speaking with Cathy Kades, a freelance media makeup artist. And Cathy, I know you have some funny stories that have happened to you with makeup or people that you know. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So one of the stories that I have is I was doing a children's series about every character was a cat. And although it was a character makeup, this is a good makeup story, is that this actor was sitting there, and the minute I put the mouthpiece on him, started sort of getting away from the human and more animal, the man suddenly took on the character of the cat. And he sat there and he just looked at himself like this, and he went, home. And he started licking his hand like he was a cat. So that was kind of fun, and that makeup really transformed him. There was another funny story. I was working at a TV studio, and we had a host, and I used to do her makeup and hair every morning, and she used to go through to the studio. And in the studio was the floor manager, and he used to see her every day. And so the one day he happened to come back to the green room before she had had her makeup on. And the funny thing is, he walked up to her and he went, "Oh, hi, I'm so-and-so." And she looked at him and she said, "Really?"
She looked so different without her makeup.
Yes, and the third story, which I thought was funny, is the other day I received a little article from a newspaper, and it was about a man that was divorcing his wife because he only knew her with her makeup on, and she really wore heavy makeup, and when she took her makeup off, she just looked like an old lady.
Oh my God.
And I thought that was a hilarious story because she had painted herself up so much.
Wow.
And they had the pictures of her there, and she really did look like two completely different people.
It's like false advertising.
False advertising, but I thought that was kind of amusing.
Yeah, that is unusual. That is really unusual.
So makeup can, on that story, makeup definitely can help make you look a lot younger, a lot prettier, and give you the boost of confidence that a lot of people like.
Yeah, I think with that boost of confidence can really help people with their success at work, when they have more self-confidence, and even success in relationships, and just, even just feeling good about themselves. It may not work for everybody, but I think in general, most people feel good. And so why not? Why not do something simple like that, right?
Yeah, men have their red flashy sports cars, and women have their red flashy lipstick.
Yeah, so so I wanted to ask you about some of maybe some tips that you can give us about, with makeup in general, like what we should know about. Is there anything about lips and red that we should know about? Because I know it's a popular color.
Well, red is perceived as being very attractive, and women who wear red lips are perceived as being very attractive. So
I should have worn red today.
No, red doesn't suit everybody, and there are different shades of red. You have cool reds and warm reds, and that. But it can also age someone if you choose the wrong red.
Oh.
So the important thing that I always feel when buying makeup is to try out some things. You can always ask the people at the counters for a mirror, and go and have a look at yourself outside. If it's a color that you're not used to wearing, just walk around with it for a little bit first. I know it's, if you're going to a drugstore to buy makeup there, you see something, you choose it, you buy it, it comes out very differently to how you expected. But, sometimes change is good too. So put it on, walk around with it for a little while, see the reaction you get from others, or maybe take a good friend with you and say, what does this look like? Sometimes another pair of eyes works well.
Also, different makeup, I know, is more appropriate for evening than it would be for day. And, and usually in those stores, they have fluorescent lighting, so it's hard to tell. But tell me a little bit about that, for daytime versus evening. Would you suggest wearing different makeup?
I don't suggest changing your makeup too much, just embellishing a little. So you get into a routine of doing your makeup, a rhythm, should I say, not a routine. Mm-hmm. Get into the rhythm of doing your makeup. If you're someone that really likes to play with makeup, then by all means. But I'll talk for myself. I like to wear, very simple makeup, but I like my eyes to be a little dramatic. So if I'm going out at night, I'll put on more eyeshadow.
You just touch it up.
I will add more eyeshadow. I will put a little more liner on, and I'll put a lot more mascara. And sometimes if I'm feeling playful, I'll put a few false eyelashes on because they're fun to wear as well sometimes. But that's a little over the top. But
I'm not. I tried to wear those. I'm not able to get it right.
Yeah,
Is there some secret to getting them on right?
Well, a lot of it's waiting for the glue to get a little tacky.
Oh.
And then bending it a little, and then getting it right into your eyelash, and that's probably the best tip.
Oh, okay, good. That's good to know. A lot of people ask me about, when I knew I was going to do this show, they asked me that the one big thing that they can never get right is their eyebrows. They don't know the right shape, they don't know the right shade, the right color, just make it thicker or not thick. What recommendations do you have about that?
So Eyebrows are very important to the face because a lot of expression comes through. So I'm going to grab one of these brushes and I'm going to show you a little trick with eyebrows and where the eyebrow should start and end. So if you hold the brush from your nostril to the corner of your eye, and that's where your eyebrow should begin. And then you take it from the nostril to the outside of the eye, and that's where it should end. And about a third of the way in is where it should have a little arch. That is the typical way of wearing the eyebrows. So what you can do is you can either use a pencil. There's a ton of eyebrow stuff out there at the moment. So you can buy a cream, a powder, a gel, a pencil, whatever you like. And you can do it in little strokes or whatever and fill it in. I would always be a little cautionary with eyebrows because you can always add to it. But if you found that you've put a color on that's too dark, just take a little face powder and blot it over, and it will definitely soften the eyebrows. You don't want them over dramatic because then you're going to end up looking stern and heavy, and all you'll see is eyebrows on the face.
Look very surprised,
Look very surprised.
like, oh, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to do too big an arch, but just a nice little gentle
or too
up.
thick, I imagine. Also, I've seen that a lot.
Yeah,
you know.
and some people like to wear their eyebrows very thick. It can it's also quite popular at the moment.
Yeah.
And tattooing eyebrows, microblading.
That seems like a
commitment.
That's a commitment.
It's a commitment because you have to have touch-ups, and it's quite a process.
It's permanent.
It's permanent, and it's pretty pricey for the average person. So, but it does look good on a lot of the people that I've seen.
So let me ask you, what are some safety tips that you can give us? Because you know, makeup we put on our face, and our skin is really the largest organ. It just absorbs everything. But also we put makeup right on our eyes, and you know, I just know people that just never throw away their makeup. They just use it year after year after year. What are some safety tips that you can recommend so that we can look good but still be healthy?
Yes, so avoiding infection is the best thing. So the first thing that you can do is always keep your brushes clean. So just clean your brushes with a little soap and water on a regular basis. And I think that's the area where most people don't, where the most infection comes in is the dirt on the brushes. And then the other thing is old mascara. So you need to replace your mascara every, couple of times a year. Get a new mascara. If you've had any kind of eye infection, throw
everything away, right?
Yes. What I actually do is I buy bottles of alcohol in the spray form from the drugstore, and I spray down my makeup all the time. And it helps to disinfect the makeup because you never know what gets on the makeup.
Yeah.
And you don't want to share your makeup. And if you're going to share with a sister or someone, your friend, you definitely spray down with alcohol first, as if you would earrings, same thing.
Yeah.
And if you're going to put a line inside your eye, be very careful because that can lead to, blocked tear ducts as well. So you need to be careful with the
and also
product
not to poke
use.
your eye out.
Not to poke your eye out. And, every short while, sharpen your pencils. And I would just say, keep your makeup clean. And keep it clean in the container. Spray it down with some alcohol or surgical spirits.
Well, that's important. Good stuff to know. So, so if somebody wants to find out, more information or how to reach you, do you have a website that you can give us?
I do.
Okay.
I have. It's www.cathykadesmakeup.com.
Okay, great. Yeah. Do you have any pearls of wisdom or anything that you want to share?
Well, the important thing is just to enjoy makeup, wearing makeup. Don't be intimidated by it. A little makeup goes a long way, and just have fun with it, and just feel the best you can.
Just enjoy it.
It's fun. Just enjoy it. It's fun.
It's fun, yeah. So if you were running out the door and you had no makeup on, what would be the one item of makeup that you would take with you that you can't do without?
For me, it would be mascara.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why is because not only would it make my eyelashes look good, which opens up my eyes, I can take a little bit of it and I can use it as an eyeliner.
Oh.
And then I can take a tissue and take some of it off, and I can put a tiny little bit on my eyebrows too. So it can do 3 things out of one little container.
Oh.
And I can always pinch my cheeks if I want a bit of color and bite my lips.
Oh yeah,
Rosy lips.
I remember learning that about the lips and the cheeks, like back in grade school.
Yeah, from the old Elizabethan days.
Yeah, exactly. So those are all really wonderful tips, and I really appreciate you coming in and helping us all look good and we'll feel better, and also those wonderful safety tips, because a lot of times, people have to be careful when they're using it, especially when it's close to their eyes. So I thank you so much, Cathy Kades, for coming in today and being my guest.
Thank you.
I'm Nira Berry, your host of Happy and Healthy. And we'll be coming back with my Good to Know segment. So see you soon. Be right back.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha! You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Hi, I'm Nira Berry, life coach and your host of Happy and Healthy. And now I'm going to share with you what's good to know. And what's good to know is smiling. Smiling really does make a big impact on your health and also how you feel. So just try it right now. Are you smiling? If not, put a big smile on your face and you'll be better for it, really. There's been so many scientific studies showing how it really impacts your health. Do you know that even Charles Darwin, back in the day, he's famous for the theory of evolution, but he also had other theories, such as theories about emotion. And it's called the facial feedback response theory. And that's actually been studied and actually been proven to be true. Do you know that when you smile generally when you feel good, but you know that you can feel good when you smile? Do you know that actually that when you smile, these little facial muscles here, the zygomatic facial muscles, send messages to your brain, and your brain is saying, hey, I guess I'm happy. So there's chemical changes that happen in your brain. It really starts lowering your cortisol levels, which are your stress hormones, adrenals, and your dopamine levels, and actually starts boosting your endorphins, your happy hormones, and really gives you an overall effect of feeling healthy. It's really so interesting how that works. And it really, we encourage people, as a life coach, I encourage people to really try to smile a lot, not just for themselves, but also it really affects people around you. You'd be really surprised how contagious it is. And if you ever notice somebody who's smiling, it's hard not to smile back. And even if you really try to frown when somebody's smiling, it's really difficult to do that. So I encourage you to smile and to really give it a try. There's so many different reasons to smile and to want to feel good, but this is really a very, very simple thing, and to really encourage other people to smile around you. So give it a try and let me know how that works out for you. I'm Nira Berry, life coach and happiness coach, and you can reach me at happyandhealthy@mmctv.org. I'm Nira Berry, your host of Happy and Healthy, and I hope you have a great day. Make it a happy one.